The biggest, fastest, craziest housing market bubble ever produced in world history is about to receive the biggest crash in world history. Hey everybody, Scott Walters, welcome to the channel. If you're new, I want to thank you for coming. If you're returning, I want to thank you for your continued support. Before we get into today's red hot topic, I'm going to politely ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I would love to hear from you. Please watch to the end for my final thought. Hit the bell icon so you're notified when new videos are released. It is very important to stay close to the channel in these very tricky times. All right, folks, welcome to the channel. Always an honor and a privilege to be with you. I hope you're all doing great. Buckle up and strap in. I got a hard-hitting, pull no punches, no sugarcoating it, no rainbows and sunshine. I'm just going to give it to you and give it to you straight. And friends, are you seeing what's transpiring right now before our very eyes? This is insane. The biggest housing bubble ever produced in world history is crashing even faster. What you need to know, what I need to know, what everybody needs to know as we examine the health of the U.S. housing market. Everything, in fact, hinges on the U.S. housing market. If we lose the U.S. housing market, we're going to lose absolutely everything. It's happened before. It'll happen again. It just now becomes when. And if we haven't done the perfect, if we have not provided the perfect scenario, the perfect storm to deliver the knockout blow, I don't know what we have. That's why when this first unfolded, I said, no way. This is a housing bubble, and I don't care what caused it. The facts are we're in one. So you might want to buckle up and play it safe in these times. Be very careful. Boy, am I glad I followed my own advice. My goodness. So today we're going to examine a property in one of the most euphoric hot spots. And we've had all 100 of our biggest metros here in America all got too hot. And those are the areas that are going to crash first, and they're going to crash the hardest. One of the comments that I've read, not one, millions. Thank you. If you're new, please subscribe right away. There's never been a more important time to get centered and surrounded with like-minded people. You got to get forward thinking, critical thinking right now. Iron will sharpen iron. So thank you for everybody that comments. But one of the things is let it crash, Scott. I'm going to go buy me some foreclosures. I'm going to go buy me some properties. And you know what? You're probably going to get your chance. One of the things I've always said is it's hard to time the bottom of a real estate crash, but it's easy to time the top of a real estate bubble. It's when you see fast appreciation to never seen before highs start to reverse course. So I think we can pretty much all agree it's reverse course. And there's so much chatter, so much noise out there, so many other channels giving mixed messaging. This is a housing bubble. It's reverse course. All areas are going to behave differently. Everybody gets hit in a deep cycle recession. It now becomes correction, recession, or full-blown economic depression. And that's what we're going to follow as we move forward in this thing. But what I'm seeing right now is we're already getting close to buyer opportunity. There's one metric, one measuring stick I always use anytime I'm penciling a property out to see if it has the opportunity to be a good buy. What's my cost to own versus what its rent range is? Always. It's so easy. You can do this on any property. If and when you get in the hands of a real estate professional, I want you to, if you haven't already done it yourself, and if you watch this channel, you'll probably know how to do this, and your agent's just going to be somebody writing your offers. You can't pin all this hope on an agent. I mean, I'm an agent, and I always say it, I barely like them myself. I barely like real estate agents myself. That's why I'm here blowing the lid off the industry for people. It's time to protect people, not make one more sale. It's time to put people's needs before your own. Be willing to earn their business later. Didn't take very long. A lot of agents in big trouble because they weren't willing to earn their people's business later. They try to FOMO them in to a market right now. And every property is different. I'll look at and examine every different real estate need and deal. I've dealt with many of you guys. We've done a lot of great things. It's been awesome. It's been very awesome, right? Insane, this stuff. Absolute insanity. Today we're going to take a look at our good friends, one of the hottest hot spots, and I'm not just talking because it's in the desert where it gets 120 degrees, somewhere I would never want to live. Great place to visit. Well, you know where I'm talking about, don't you? Sin City, the city that never sleeps. Las Vegas, the Strip. Houses got way too hot out there, and like I said, and we're not just talking about the temperature. Their prices got to ridiculous. A desert home in Vegas, that place is like the armpit of America outside of the Strip. Insane, this stuff. doing my best to keep myself composed. We're going to go ahead and bounce over to Las Vegas. We're going to heat map and temperature check what prices are doing at the front end of a correction. And once we can identify a property when your mortgage payment is in or around the property's rent range, that's when you potentially are ready to make an offer. Like I've always said, you don't get hurt in real estate when you buy at the wrong time. You get hurt in real estate when you sell at the wrong time. So the realities are, a lot of people that are on the market selling now probably have to. There's something's going on that's causing you to come to market. Why else would you be on the market? Other than the fact that you're just still trying to get out with your shorts on this thing before it completely takes. But the reality is, friends, we're going to examine properties as your cost to own starts to approach what it would cost to rent. See, I don't want to see anybody with a mortgage payment bigger than the house's rent range, what it would rent for, because it's an added insurance policy you pull for yourself in case something happens to you or your income or the economy. You can always have the freedom of putting a renter in the house and not have to lose it. And if you just want to build your wealth in real estate, you can live in the house for a little while, put a renter in there, and go buy another house and do that a couple times over and own multiple properties and probably be able to quit your day job and ride off into the sunset. 95% of all millionaires made their money in real estate. It is, in fact, the path to wealth if you use some basics on doing that. So today, let's jump over and roll some footage just to examine where Las Vegas is headed, and then we'll meet back here, wrap this one up. Let's get started. All right, friends, welcome to Las Vegas, the city that never sleeps, Sin City. Can't stop at a property in Las Vegas without first checking out the Strip. Here's our property heat map. As we can see, everything going through price reductions, and this will continue to trend in the downward direction. Now, let's go ahead and hop into the property and see what we got. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at this property in the $300,000 price range. Of course, it's gone through its fair share of price reductions, but they are just playing around. They're going to need to get more serious, but we are in fact getting closer and closer to making these properties actually pencil out even where they're currently at on the market today. For me, I like this property as a potential rental opportunity, although I would be willing to live in this temporarily as I go ahead and make sure everything pencils out. But it looks pretty move-in ready. It's unoccupied. It's empty. That tells me this thing needs to get sold. Anytime you see a property with nobody in it, it means they have to sell. They're not even collecting rents. But I love this property as a potential rental. Now, let's go ahead and get into the numbers. And the first thing we'll look at is its price at $299,990. They've clearly tried to place it under the $300,000 threshold. So anybody that's capped off their search at $300,000, they won't lose. Now let's go ahead and take a look at our property description. No HOA in Spring Valley. I like that. Anytime there's no HOA fee, that is a good thing, especially for investment property. Let's see where its mid-range value should be at $292,000. They're still on the upper end of its value range. We need to get this property towards the lower end of its value range, and my guess is its offer will be exactly there if and when they obtain one. Let's keep looking. Here is something quite interesting. Probably an investor, a flipper with this property, because they continue to do token price reductions, small $5,000 price cuts in multiple times rather than just do one big price cut to attract offers. And you know what I always say, the only way to get every eyeball in town over to the property is find out who your competition is and beat them. Let's keep looking. And here we go. If you were to give them their current list price of $299,990, your estimated mortgage payment would be around $1,875 a month. And so now let's go ahead and see what the property potentially would rent for. And here we go. Its estimated rent range around $1,300 a month, but our payment around $1,900 $100 a month. We're about $600 a month apart, but getting close. It would tell us, in fact, where we need to write an offer to get this one to pencil out. We are getting close. Let's head back to the studio and wrap this one up. All right, friends, welcome back. So as we can see, rent ranges and mortgage payments are getting pretty close. This one's still a little far apart, but it tells us it's getting close. And if we're going to write and final thoughts, if we're writing offers on property, you check its rent range, you check where your offer needs to be in order to get your down payment to get that mortgage payment within the property's rent range. With this property, I already know, I can tell. Listen, I need to prepare an offer that makes my mortgage within that $1,300 rent range. That's all I need to do. And if they don't accept my offer, great, no problem. I didn't fall in love with the property. I'm off to the next until I can make one stick. That is what you want out of a real estate agent, friends. You need somebody willing to do that. But it's going to be up to you to understand that. A savvy investor knows that. All we are to them are just high-priced tour guides, opening doors, getting them into the property, preparing offers. That is all we are. A lot of agents got a little high and mighty thinking that they were the next best thing since sliced bread because of the FOMO. The reverse course has happened. The white-collar industry is now in massive trouble, where the blue-collar service sector industry is the only sector where you're basically seeing jobs still available. So you're going to see white collar people forced to take blue collar jobs, and they're underneath massive payments themselves. And you've always heard me say, you don't want an agent that's in worse shape than you. If you appreciate the content, I do want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I would love to hear from you. Social media links are in the description of this video if you'd like to follow me there, along with links to channels I've appeared on I think you might enjoy. If you're interested in buying or selling real estate here in America, there's an email in the description for you as well. I have a network of top-rated agents in the nation ready to assist you. It would be our honor and our privilege to do so. If you're watching from your television set today and you enjoyed this video, I know you're going to enjoy the next video. And there's an easy subscribe icon for your convenience. As always, thank you for your time. Please go make it count today. I'll see you on the next video.